You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast. My name is Mark Hunter. And hey, you know what? Your customer is not as stupid as you might think they are. Hey, we've all had that situation. Let's unpack that on today's episode of the Sales Hunter podcast.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
Okay, this one really rubs me the wrong way. Oh man, my customers, they're so stupid. Hey, let me tell you something. If you're sitting there saying that, I want you to look in the mirror because you know what? You're the one that's stupid. I'm going to call you out right now. Here's the deal. Your customers are not stupid. What is happening is they're not seeing your value proposition. They're not seeing your value proposition because you know what? You're probably not taking the time to listen to them. You're probably not taking the time to truly understand what their needs are. Here's the whole deal. When I hear salespeople say, man, my customers are so stupid, they just don't understand this. It's because you sell your product and service. You may have been selling it for years. And as a result, you are deep dive into it. But your customers are seeing it for the first time. What does this mean? This means that you've got to take the time to help them understand where you're coming from. You got to take time. And the way you do that is you have to build a relationship with them. That means you've got to be asking them questions. Stop. Put the brakes on. And just spend time asking questions. Every time a salesperson says, hey, man, we just got stupid customers, I always come back and I ask them, hey, tell me about your sales process. Well, we get in front of the customer and then we go through our demo pitch and yada, yada, yada. That right there's the problem because you're leading with your product. You're not letting the customer lead with their challenge. You see, here's what it comes down to. We actually wind up attracting customers that are like us. I really hate to say that. Because you know what? If you do have customers that really aren't that bright, that means you're probably not that bright. You know what that means? It's because you're using that same approach that I just said. You're showing up and you're throwing up, and you're not taking the time to listen. Here's a simple thing. If you are not asking at least 5 to 10 questions before you even begin thinking about talking to the customer and showing them what it is that you do, you have every right for the customer to look at you and say, wow, I'm stupid. Yeah, because you know what? It's not they're stupid, you're stupid. You see, we overcome a perception of stupid customers by just taking the time to ask more questions. I talk a lot about this. I talk a lot about asking questions. But I still continue to find it's the number one issue salespeople have because we race into our solution. And when we race into our solution, it becomes harder for them to understand. Now, here's the other piece. Well, the customer's just stupid. Yeah, because here's why. You were confusing with your offer. And this is another big challenge. Yeah, customers are going to come across stupid if you put across an offer that is very confusing. This is why I very strenuously say, if you believe you have a customer that may not be comprehending, you need to A, slow down, ask more questions, but then B, when you do put the offer in front of them, be very black and white and put offer A and offer B in front of them. Allow them to make a very easy comparison. If you give them a menu and you say, hey, pick what you want and yada, 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 yeah, that's going to confuse them. And then you know what? They may come across to you as being stupid. See, because you haven't been clear in the process. Clarity is absolutely critical in sales. What are the 2 takeaways from today's episode? 1, ask more questions. You have to be asking at least 5 to 10 questions before you even begin thinking about talking to the customer about the product or service that you sell. 2, if there's any hesitation that the customer doesn't understand, then what you need to do is you need to say, when I do put the proposal across the table, I give them two proposals, option A and option B, and I make it very clear. Do not give them a menu and say, oh, go ahead and pick and choose. And no, make it easy. When we make it easy for the customer by we taking the time to listen to them, it's amazing how brilliant the customer will be. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. You've been listening to a short episode, me with just a single topic, 2 episodes every week, one like this, one a longer one with a deep dive expert. Hey, would you leave me a review on your favorite podcast app? Oh, you're not subscribing to it? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you get every one of the more than 200 episodes that we have out there. My goal is one thing, to help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible, so you can help your customers see and achieve what they didn't think was possible. Great selling.